Thinking about prayer and, well, just generally about Christian life, this verse came back to me, Deuteronomy 11:13. I command you this day to love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. And truly, I think that is one of the rather devastating verses of the Bible, to be honest. Personally, I feel like that because as often as I read it, I am just hit with the fact, like, like a ton of bricks, that whereas sometimes I might live up to that really high standard for a split second here and there, but without joking, in all honesty, I suspect that that with all my heart and with all my soul I would serve him. Honestly, I don't think that I live up to that too often. And that does suggest that in fact I am dishonoring him most of my life. And I mean, I never truly think that I give him all of that. And I wish I did, but dang, I'm a sinner, and that doesn't change this verse or these verses. But I think I never have the consistency of faithfulness that would be enough to say, yeah, all my soul, all my heart, all my will, all of it is there. I don't think I ever have the intensity of worship that would be worthy of him. I don't think I ever have like the unrelenting prayer that even my situation warrants, let alone who he is. And this is why we love grace, actually. This is why grace is so important for us, and this is why God is gracious toward us, because he desires to accept and receive us as his children and not to exclude us. So Romans 5:20-21 speaks pretty specifically about this. Moreover, the law entered that the offense might abound. Okay, I read that verse and the law has come in and it tells me I am not enough. The law reveals how short I fall. But then it says, the verse continues, but where sin abounded, grace did much more abound. And this is, of course, speaking about the work of Christ, but in my situation as well. That very failure, it directs me to grace, to God's grace. And Psalm 130, verses 3 and 4, if you, Lord, should mark iniquities, O Lord, who could stand? But there is forgiveness with you, and that is awesome. That is how he looks at us. If the standard is absolute perfection, and what else would it be with God? Then who shall stand? None of us. But then there is forgiveness with him. There is grace with him. There is mercy with him. And this is why we love grace, and this is why we embrace grace in our personal lives. In Romans 8, verses 3 and 4, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, God did, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So, I read that verse and I'm like terrified by it. I say, I don't live up to that. I don't pray like that. I don't worship like that. And it's not a happy thought. But then also the grace of God is real. And I say, Lord, without your grace, I would never be acceptable. But with your grace, because you're gracious to us, you're gracious to me, I can be part of this family. I can worship with a free heart. I can praise. I can fail and stand up and walk with you and say, yes, I'm walking with God. And that's the beauty of our Christian life. Grace is awesome. God bless your day.